have Ricotta Games showing their integration with Microsoft Teams. We have Aditya Sriganish and Pallavi Khanna, who will be describing how you can use games to create a better culture in Microsoft Teams. Take it away, Aditya.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining our presentation. Uh, so, yeah, so let me just describe the challenges that are faced by remote and hybrid teams. As you may be aware, remote coworkers feel isolated and lonely, uh, and they especially don't know their coworkers well. Those who have joined in the last 2 3 years, which leads to low morale and burnout, and also a lack of team camaraderie. And we believe that even for in-office teams, it is really important to do continuous asynchronous team building activities, right? Continuous asynchronous team building activities is what we believe is very important. And if you've seen over the last 2 to 3 years, there have been two forms of virtual team building activities. One are your virtual Friday fun hour video meetings. These are absolutely necessary, but they are not asynchronous, right? But this is something that you do every day on a Friday. And the other kind of team building activity that we've seen over the last 2 to 3 years are asynchronous games and activities on Teams channels. And we will just b- before I talk about why using a bot on a Teams channel is very helpful, I'm going to talk about what Ricotta is, right? So Ricotta is an application that offers team building games, trivia, and icebreakers on Microsoft Teams. And we have over 10 games and a lot of categories in say trivia, photo quiz, snowman, this or that, icebreaker questions, and more games. And how does Ricotta help? So, as I've mentioned, Ricotta is completely asynchronous, which means it does not disrupt work. It helps with team building and building camaraderie. And research has shown that stronger teams are 7 times more likely to be productive. It also helps your coworkers stay engaged, and that helps with productivity. And it also ensures that the employees have a high morale, right? So, let's get to why Ricotta bot on Teams is very useful compared to say playing games on browsers, right? So first of all, team members don't need to sign up to use Ricotta, right? So they can just use their Microsoft Teams account and play games. Secondly, then the coworkers are not expected to open another browser tab every day to play games or team building activities. So and you probably realize that your team spends most of their time on Microsoft Teams. They spend about 7 to 8 hours a day on Microsoft Teams. That's where they live, and this is where Ricotta also lives, right? So it's very useful to have asynchronous continuous team building activities on Teams using Ricotta. And so yeah, Ricotta is being used by over 3,000 global teams, and it has really helped teams sort of you know uh, build a effective camaraderie and build engagement. I'm going to give you a quick demo of how Ricotta Games works on Microsoft Teams. So you can install Ricotta Games on any Teams channel that you want. So here we have installed Ricotta Games on this channel called Team Building. And yeah, so you will see this main menu from Ricotta if you just say at Ricotta hello. And here you're able to see a lot of games like trivia, this or that, Snowman, Never Have I Ever, which is a workplace appropriate version, photo quiz, and other games, right? So I'm going to quickly show you a couple of games, and let's just try photo quiz out. So here I'm able to select what categories I want. I'm just going to go with logos. and contest duration. I'm going to keep it 3 hours. So yeah, so it's very important to note that all these games are asynchronous, so that you will be able to play these games with your coworkers without disrupting work, right? So that's a great thing. So let me just try out a photo quiz contest. Yeah. This is Superman. This is probably KLM. Yeah. This is PayPal. Subway, I think. Yeah. Subway. Yeah. Ah. Oh. I'm not sure. Oh, it's Revolut. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know the last one, but yeah, I got 5 on 5. And so once I've completed the contest, I'll be able to see a real-time leaderboard, and I'll be able to see if I'm in the top three, right? And once the contest ends, you'll be able to see the top three scores. So it's a great sort of a competition which is asynchronous. And similarly, we also have trivia, which is MCQs based. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to show you a couple of other games. Let's try this or that, which is a very interesting icebreaker game. So it gives you two options, beer or wine, and you can just things like that, right? So I'm going to select, I don't know, become a wine person. Anyway, I'm going to go with wine. And so you can also see results, who's voted for what, and the total number of votes, right? So if I say play again, it's going to give me another this or that. Cook every meal or go out for every meal. I'm not a great cook, so I'll probably go out. So again, you'll be able to see the results and the total number of votes. Similarly, we also have this game called Unpopular Opinions, which is a similar format, but it gives you an opinion, and you want to sort of select if it's unpopular or not. Crinkle cut fries taste better than regular fries. No, they don't. I mean, not please, no, but they don't. Not for me. So again, it's a similar format where you're able to see who's voted for what, and it's sort of a fun way to engage with your team, right? And we have something called an icebreaker, which is basically it posts an icebreaker question, right? So I clicked on icebreaker. So it says, pull out your phone. What is your most used emoji? Uh, so what you can do is basically reply in thread, and so and sort of get the conversation started. So I'm probably gonna say, I don't know, maybe one of these. Yeah. So it's a great conversation starter. Apart from this, we have weekly trivia that is posted every Wednesday, and word of the day, which is similar to Wordle, which is posted on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you'll be able to change these settings under the edit settings option. We also have admin controls. If you're sort of upgraded to an enterprise plan, and we let you sort of schedule games if you want to. So you can either schedule in a recurring fashion or schedule games one time, right? So yeah. So I think this is a gist of Ricotta, and now we'll be happy to sort of take your questions.
Thank you very much, Aditya. It's a cool integration. What I like about it is the simplicity and the way it builds a team spirit.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was smart to make these, all safe for work, yet things that people would really enjoy engaging on and swapping answers. The way you've done it in a channel is great. I would love to run some of these in meetings, large meetings where there might be folks who aren't that familiar with each other. It'd be good to have icebreaker, this or that, trivia in a meeting format just to get the meeting going.
Yeah, absolutely. That at the moment we don't have it, but that's something that a lot of our existing users have requested, and that is something that we are exploring. And we will look into it in the next couple of quarters. Basically, right-sided sort of this thing where you can play games when you're in a video meeting is something that we have explored. That's a great suggestion. Yeah.
Well, a couple questions from the audience. What is the cost and licensing model?
Yeah. So at the moment and for the next 4 months, we have a flat organization model. So for the entire organization, it is either $59 a month or $480 a year. So it's a flat sort of a fee model.
And just to I make sure, all of Microsoft for $500.
Pretty much big. So yeah, I mean, at the moment Microsoft is not using, but for the next 4 months, yeah, that is the model. That's correct.
We should jump in right now. Okay, this is a great product. That's a very reasonable price. Thank you, Aditya. And thank you, Randy, for that question. So that's your current licensing model. Probably as you mature, you're going to have a more sophisticated licensing model. Are you thinking per user? Are you thinking per work group? I've heard an interesting model, which is the creator is charged and the participants are free. What are you thinking?
So as I think, as I mentioned earlier, so we are going to add a couple of useful features like custom trivia, and after that, I think we're going to implement a per user model based on how many members you have in your teams. So it's going to become obviously slightly more expensive than it is now once we have more features coming up. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. I do like the simplicity of the current model, but I also want to make sure that the product continues to improve and advance. Stacy asks, is Ricotta always within the context of a channel, or can it also be in a chat?
At the moment, it's only going to be in a context of a channel. We are working with the Microsoft team to enable games like rock, paper, scissors, tic-tac-toe, Connect 4 in a chat. So that's what we're going to work with the teams, Microsoft teams, to enable these games.
Okay. What languages does Ricotta support?
At the moment, it's only English. But on other platforms, we have games in Spanish, German, and French. That is something that we might explore in about 3 to 4 months.
Definitely encourage you to consider those as well. We have a very international audience when it comes to teams in general, but also we've seen in many cases folks outside of English-speaking countries moving faster on the Teams platform.
Right.
So thank you for doing that. The other question is the data residency. So if people are answering these questions, they stay within their own tenant. None of the data goes back to Ricotta, does it?
So no, so only their names and their scores goes into Ricotta, and all of this is encrypted. We store this information to be able to show all-time leaderboard. We have this feature called all-time leaderboard, where you'll be able to see for the last 3 months who's been the topper for trivia, right? So that is why we store names and the scores of trivia competitions. But we are also sort of enabling a feature where teams will be able to do away with this feature, and that means we are not going to store that data for them. Okay.
Great. And I assume the data is encrypted at rest, data is encrypted over the wire.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Good. You've done all the right things. Well, Aditya, this is a compelling set of very simple games with a compelling pricing and licensing model. Thank you very much, Aditya and Pallavi. Thank you so much for your support of Microsoft Teams, and thank you for joining us today. I want to thank everyone who was able to join us as well. I really enjoyed this presentation.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Randy, and thank you, everyone else.
Thank you, Bill. Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.